friend, or minister. Or call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline toll-free at 800-273-TALK. That's 800-273-TALK. All of us are here to help.
WTIM listeners from Witt to Shelbyville and Awanaco to Ramsey can now hear your information station even clearer at a new place on the FM dial. WTIM now has an additional dial position at 107.9, transmitting at some 280 feet from a tower on the south edge of Pana. Hear the latest local news and agriculture information, swap shop, and more in southern Christian, northern Fayette, and eastern Montgomery counties from WTIM. Even better now at 107.9 FM. Set a button on your radio for WTIM in the Pana area now at 107.9 FM.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
It's winter, cold winds, snow, all the stuff you as a mature adult don't want to mess with. Time to get on the waiting list at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, where they're encouraging independence and enriching lives. Find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM. You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show, the Pana WTIM Morning Show with Pana civic business and nonprofit leaders coming to you from our Taylorville studios. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, along with Pizza Man, Norton's Hardware, your Pana Save-A-Lot, and Locked and Loaded Limited. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is Jessica Miller. Jessica is Pana CUSD number 8 Superintendent. Jessica, first and foremost, how are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me today.
Well, thank you for joining me today. And Jessica and I were talking. This is our first chance to kind of go through things with the Pana School District. And Jessica, let's start with what is going on at the buildings themselves.
Oh, sure. Start with Pana Elementary School. Last week, they held their 100th day celebration. I was talking to Mr. Metzger about the celebrations that day, and he hid 100 small trinkets all over the building for the kids to find. Students came to school dressed up. Staff did as well. So it was a fun day for the students and staff to celebrate that 100th day of school. If you visit our Facebook and our website pages, you will see that Pana Elementary School is currently spotlighting their staff, celebrating the staff that work with our students every single day. So it's fun to kind of see some fun facts about the people that work in our building.
It's always nice to be able to put a face to some of that as well.
Yes, I agree. I mean, just so the community gets to learn a little bit more about the people that work with their students every single day.
Absolutely.
And moving on to the junior high, 7th and 8th grade students do have a field trip coming up. They're going to go see the Giver at UIS. Students have been actively reading the Rebecca Cottle books, and so they're looking forward to this field trip that's coming up here soon. I recently visited Taylor Cawthorn's classroom. She's 6th grade reading teacher. She was doing an activity where they were learning about Title IX and the impact of Title IX on women's sports. So I really enjoyed visiting her classroom and listening to her special guest, Miss Carol Schramm. Carol Schramm was talking to students about the effect of Title IX on the Pana community, just as she was beginning her career here in Pana schools and starting women's athletic programs years ago. So it was a very interesting presentation that day. Learned a lot about sports and the impact on this community.
And talking about those sports, and I'm sure that was a great conversation that was had between students and herself, and also just kind of filling in students on why that was so important, and that it hasn't always been the way that it is in today's world. But speaking about those sports, could we highlight some of the athletics going on with the Pana School District?
Sure. This past weekend, our high school boys and girls basketball teams competed in Taylorville at an all-day event at Taylorville High School, where our freshmen, girls and boys, all the way up to our varsity teams are able to compete that day. Our girls bowling recently finished 4th in the Taylorville Regional, and they will advance to sectionals this Saturday, February 15th at Decatur Eisenhower. Our junior high volleyball teams are very active right now. Our 7th grade on February 8th won the 7th grade invitational with current records of 7th grade of 9-5 and our 8th grade record of 11-2. So our Our sports are very active right now. We're getting to near the end of our winter sports season, and we're gearing up for our spring sports here that are on the horizon.
And as superintendent, what kind of, and I know you work with athletic directors and everything like that, but what's kind of your role in gearing up for a spring sports season?
Well, this is, since it is my first year in this position, I started as district administrator back on July 1st. So this is a good year for me to learn how our sports are organized, how our programs are working through, and kind of what our expectations are right now. So I just like to be there to see what's going on with our programs. Last year, I was able to attend several of our track meets and a few of the baseball games. I look forward to doing that again this spring.
It's kind of nice to be able to be a fly on the wall with those that can get you that much more ready. And obviously, I don't think anybody could expect you to be completely ready in the first year of a job in just about anything, especially not something as important as a superintendent position. Jessica, if you would, could you take me back to the field trip that the junior high will be having? Is that for multiple grade levels? Is that a specific amount of students? What is that field trip going to fully look like?
It's a field trip to see the Giver for 7th and 8th grade students. Our district has what they call an In the Trenches grant, where teachers can apply to receive a grant for a number of different things that are related to curriculum and their work in the classrooms. So our 7th and 8th grade teachers applied for a grant to be able to take these students to the play at UIS.
Okay, so it's going to be a play that is being had, and I appreciate you filling me in on that. And then back to that Title IX speech, Carol Schramm that came in and spoke about it. How long had she been with the district, and when did she retire? And was it nice to kind of be able to connect with somebody that had been kind of a past teacher and things of that nature for yourself even?
Well, I don't know if I can speak too well on the actual years that she was in the district. She retired several years ago, but she's still very active in our community, very active in our schools. She helps coach track in the spring. She helps coach especially our hurdlers. She's very active in that. But she initially started teaching in the Pana School District and went to Missouri, if I recall correctly, to work on her master's degree. And during that time, she got a call from the current superintendent of the Pana School District to return here and help get the women's sports programs off the ground and running. And she was pleased to do so. And she continued to work in the Pana School District, goodness, for several years. I just don't want to misspeak on the exact number of years, but she was here for a long time. And I was fortunate to be able to have her as a teacher and also as a coach when I attended school here at Pana High School.
See, and that's kind of the nice thing about those small communities and the ties like that, and being able to kind of observe her and in that role and see her grow as well, from being your teacher, being a coach, and then all the way to really kind of helping implement and being a big part of Pana girls sports. And with that and some of the work that's going on, I know there were some other programs that you would like to highlight today. Could you talk to me about the School to Work program?
Yes, currently we do have students that participate in the School to Work program with local businesses here in town. One example is, Pizza Man here in town. We have students that go there and work as part of their school day. What we're working on right now is just refining the program a bit. I think it's always good to evaluate a program and make improvements. And so they are going to look for input from our local businesses to make sure that we make the School to Work program just more meaningful to our students, to make sure they're getting the skills necessary to proceed to the next step in their own careers.
Could you fill me in on some of those plans potentially? Or are we thinking something along the lines of like different job shadowing opportunities or different things like that? Or are we just kind of in the works right now, just getting our start on what we think a direction might be?
We're just getting a start on this, but I know we want to expand the program to other businesses, other local opportunities, from clerical work to, working in a kitchen to, working for a business that does a lot of work, outside, giving those opportunities to our kids. So, and also incorporating more of a reflective or a reflection process with this, so kids can really sit down and think about the work they do and what it's given them as far as opportunities. And what they've learned, experiences.
Yes, and sorry to cut you off there. I think that's a big part of it too, letting them be able to kind of sit back, take a moment to think about it, and then also kind of see if maybe that's a path that they might like to choose, if that's not a path they might like to choose, and maybe where to go next. I think that is a big part of that. And as we have just about a minute here, Jessica, I'd like to talk a little bit about an academic challenge that was had over in Mattoon, I believe. Could you fill me in on that?
Yes, our high school academic challenge team competed in Mattoon over the weekend. They competed against other students, in various subjects. So our JV team placed first overall, and we had some individual winners as well. We had Gwen Clavin, who placed third in English. Isaiah Harbert and Addison Blackwell placed first in biology. So very proud of those students and their wins over the weekend.
So we're not only getting it done on the hardwood or the fields, we're also using our brains and getting it done on the academic side as well. And that's very cool to take first place overall as a JV team and also first place some individual winners themselves. Well, again, we have Jessica Miller. She is with the Pana CUSD number 8, and we are speaking with her about all things Pana School District here on the WTIM Pana Morning Show. We'll be right back around on your information station.
WTIM.
This is Joe Wills with People's Bank and Trust, where customers have one business banker who understands their business and provides the right financial services to achieve their financial goals. Your business banker is your single source for all your financial needs, from cash management to lines of credit, from mortgages to equipment loans, and everything in between. Call me at 888-PBT-1954. At People's Bank and Trust, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Big deals for the big game this week at your locally owned Pana Save-A-Lot. This is Patrick and Jalen here throwing you the deal.
Bone and assorted pork chops $1.69 a pound.
USDA Choice boneless rump roast $5.49 a pound.
100-count bags of Totino's pizza rolls $8.99.
Red Baron pizzas $3.99.
Heads of lettuce only 99 cents.
Tostitos tortilla chips or dips 2 for $6.
And 12-pack cans of Pepsi products 2 for $11.
These prices are good through Tuesday, February 11th at your locally owned Pana Save-A-Lot.
Hope to see you soon.
Attention hunters and gun owners, you must get to Locked and Loaded Sportsman Paradise in Pana. Take the short drive and shop Central Illinois' premier gun shop. Come see the huge inventory of firearms, ammo, hunting supplies, and accessories. In stock now, custom designed Locked and Loaded t-shirts and headgear. Brush up on your shooting skills at the indoor range featuring 7 shooting lanes. If it has to do with firearms or hunting, you'll find it at Locked and Loaded on Route 16 East in Pana. Locked and Loaded, open 6 days a week. Like them on Facebook.
Dinner time just got easier with Pizza Man of Pana. Enjoy great food that includes amazing pizza, tasty pasta, salad bar, and chili. On Monday nights, enjoy the spaghetti special with garlic bread and a side salad for $8. On Tuesday nights, come in for the lasagna special with garlic bread and a side salad for $9. On Wednesday nights, grab yourself an individual pizza and side salad for $9. Pizza Man of Pana is proud to be serving Pana and the surrounding areas with great Italian food since 1985.
WTIM, your information station, will be traveling to the Shelbyville Police and Fire Stations during February, broadcasting our morning show live. It's a way to say thank you to our courageous men and women that serve our local communities to keep us safe and protected. Be listening throughout February for these live broadcasts from the Shelbyville Police and Fire Stations, as our WTIM morning show goes on the road visiting with our first responders. Our WTIM morning show first responder live broadcasts are brought to you by these sponsors: Original Burger in Shelbyville, fresh ingredients, and best friendly service at a price you can afford since 1952. We salute the police and fire departments in Shelbyville.
Your information station, WTIM.
Back around with the WTIM Pana Morning Show, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first in Landmark of Taylorville, as well as Pizza Man, Noren's Hardware, your Pana Save-A-Lot, and Locked and Loaded Limited. I'm Grayson Bauman, and our guest in this segment is Jessica Miller with the Pana School District, and Jessica has been filling us in on all types of going-ons with the Pana School District. And Jessica, I think we'd like to start a little bit more with some things going on in the classroom. What about that Money 101 class and some of the big things happening in there?
At the junior high, we do have a Money 101 class, and recently they've had some guest speakers come in and talk to the kids about just a number of things related to managing their own finances. So most recently, Kyle Anderson with Wilms and Associates came in and talked about insurance and the importance of having insurance. There was a representative that came in recently as well from Edward Jones in town to speak to the kids about investments. They also had two ladies from LLCU who talked about checking and savings accounts and the importance of starting to save money. And I know since those ladies came in, a couple of kids have been to the bank and opened up their own savings accounts, which is exciting. So just getting those kids those skills and that knowledge, at a young age, so they can start to think about managing their finances.
I think that's a big thing, and especially kind of trying to instill financial literacy where kind of parents and other things, sometimes it's not something that they could teach as well as they might like to. And for the school and for the junior high to kind of step in that regard, teach young that money does have a whole lot of importance and with that, some freedom as well. I think that's a great time to start with a conversation like that. And then next up, you've got the Rochester STEM Fair. So it continues to be busy. And what can you tell me about it?
Well, last year I served on the committee that helped to organize the Rochester STEM Fair, and it's a great event. It's located up there in their athletic complex, but it is Wednesday, April 9th from 5:30 to 8, and we actually have 4 different groups representing our school district at the Rochester STEM Fair this year, which is very exciting. We have one presentation titled "Wonderful World of Robots." So taking up some spheros and other robotic technology tools to demonstrate for other guests that come to the STEM Fair. We also have technology on the next level, which is exciting. So talking about how technology can help, how it develops an innovation and just the newest things that are out there. Tech applications in the STEM lab, showcasing some of the technology tools and applications that our students use directly in the STEM lab here at the high school. And then lastly, research and extension of the library into the classroom. So demonstrating how students can use technology to research different topics and find reliable information. So going back to that digital literacy there with the use of extension of the library.
So many great things that we've talked about, whether it's the Money 101, the STEM lab at the high school, and going into the STEM fair, as well as things like the school to work program. So many things that kind of get the kids ready for that next step in life, whatever it may be. And there's one other thing that I want to make sure that we have plenty of time to talk about here with just about 2 minutes to go here in the show, or a little over. It is about the demolition of Pana Elementary and High School. I think for some, they might think, oh, it's just maybe sad to see those two schools go, considering you yourself were probably in those hallways as well. What are the plans for Pana Elementary and the high school, and some other things involved with that?
Well, Washington Elementary School and Lincoln Elementary School will be demoed here. We're working on the proper paperwork to get that process started. Currently, we do have items up for auction from Washington Elementary School online for people to preview. It's under Josh Bergner Auction and Realty on his Facebook page and his website. We do have several items up there for auction, including freezers, some playground equipment, desk, chairs, a number of items. So that auction for Washington Elementary School will be up until February 23rd at 6:00 p.m. The public is welcome to preview those materials on February 15th from 12 to 1. Again, this is at Washington Elementary School. Lincoln Elementary School items will be up in the very near future, so just keep an eye out for that.
And what about the plans for the funds that are raised? Are there any specifics, or is it just like, hey, the school district, obviously, as many school districts as all school districts could use a little bit of extra finances? Are there any specific plans, however, for the proceeds?
Not at this time. We don't have any specific plans for that. We're still, like I said, in the planning stages of the demolition and getting the auction up online. So I have no doubt we'll use those funds responsibly.
And Jessica, we've got just about a minute here. Could you provide some contact information, some ways to learn more about Pana Schools, and also could you double down and let us know how we could get involved with that auction if we're interested?
Yes, feel free to visit our webpage, panaschools.com. We have a Facebook page as well, Pana CUSD 8, to find out all the wonderful things that are going on in our district. Again, if you're interested in any of those items that are up for auction, visit Josh Bergner Auction and Realty, his Facebook or his website, so you can preview those items and bid online for what we have up for sale.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much to you, Jessica, for joining us here on the WTIM Pana Morning Show. I look forward to hearing from you again next month about everything going on, maybe a recap of some of the things even that we talked about here today. Jessica Miller of the Pana School District, number 8, and she has joined us here on the WTIM Pana Morning Show, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville. We'll be back around in just a few moments on your information station.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Payne and Nokomis.
News this hour from townhall.com.